Well, folks, hello and welcome back to Relaxing Woodshop. Of course, my name is David.
My name's Christopher.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's very good. I'm not going to ask any statistics this week. It's not going to even happen. So we did promise this week to do a walking stick. That's right, Christopher. Well done. Unfortunately, Christopher, well, not unfortunately, but you've moved out and you're enjoying your new home, abode, and he's took with him my two individual cinema chairs for his games room, which left me with nowhere to sit in the cinema room. So what I've decided to do for a change is actually buy a reclining sofa. The problem is, and I'll show you in a wee minute, the setup of the cinema room and where it needs to be, because we'll go through that step by step. Anything else you want to?
We'll be doing some more DIY work down the place over the next over
summer. Oh, will we?
Yeah.
All right, well there we go. That's me invited down then. So this is how I'm getting invited down with my drills and hammers. Right, okay. So yes, I suppose we should just get into it then.
Yep.
And thank you very much for everybody who has liked and subscribed all through this year so far.
How many are we at now?
362, I believe.
Good.
So it is, yes. And, yeah.
One for every day of the year.
No, it's 365. Back to our English classes and maths classes. No, we're joking. Right, here, let's get going. Okay, thank you, Christopher. So now what we have here is a selection of wood. And the idea is, because we're getting a chair, like a reclining sofa put into the cinema room, what we're trying to do is have a beam that runs right the way across, that incorporates two glass cabinets, and I'll show you that a wee bit later, with some memorabilia, moving memorabilia. So I need to wrap it round them without damaging them and having enough room, plus also having the strength and durability so we can hang down the projector, and then on top of all that, we'll need to put them a bit of paint on them, obviously to match the colour of the cinema. So we've got these really good heavy duty beams here. They're the ones that are going to go across. I have myself initially cut them almost the size. I've got a wee bit more to do. Then we have the legs, which are these beams here. And then we have along the very top, so I can actually set some more of my bits and bobs. To keep the cost down, I've actually went and bought 4 fence boards. Now, the fence boards themselves are a bit rough, so we're going to run them through the planer. We've only ever used the planer once on the show prior to this, so we'll get them through the planer. So the first of all is, let's get some measurements. Okay, guys, we are in the disassembled partial cinema room. It's doing my head in because normally this is all nice and neat. So what we had, I had an individual chair here. Then we have the stand, which held the HD projector and the 3D system. And then we had another chair here. Now, as you probably know, Christopher moved out and thought, oh, they're nice chairs, let's take them. And has now left me with no chairs. So what the plan is, as you can see, this is going to go down to his house, not with everything in it, just the unit. So this is going to come out of the way. That leaves me then a problem. So we've got the double sofa that's going to come here, do the reclining thing, but then it leaves not having anything for the projector in the centre. So as you can see, glass cabinet 1 and glass cabinet 2 stores some of the stuff. So moving them forward each way and shimmying it about, and then putting a unit that goes round with the beams right the way across, allowing enough room for here, and then a hanging down section to about here or a bit higher for the projector with 4 rod long bolts, for want of a better word. So first job, measure this, measure them, and then put it together outside, and then trying to work around the weather for painting it. So let's get going. Okay, guys, so first of all, we're going to cut the big boards in a second because they will not stretch, the beams will not stretch across the shop. I can get about 6.5, 7 foot on either side. So what we're going to do with this one here, we're going to do the 37, which is the width of the glass cabinet. Give or take, it's actually 36.5, but I just want half a centimetre wiggle room on both sides. So 37. Let's get cutting. guys, we're back outside in Castedale, Northern Ireland, so it's quite cool. Even at this time of the year, we're still very cold and windy, but with the length of these, I've no choice. So clamp her down, get a nice measurement here. So we want 284, if I'm not mistaken. So 284, which is just there. Now, with this being very, very accurate, I've brought out Japanese saw just to make sure it's nice and clean cut. So 284, bring the marker, run our line, get the line to match to go around there, just so we can keep a straight cut as we go. Now, for the guys that are real professionals with samurai saw, they can go straight in and not worry and go straight through. With myself, I like to use the wee square just to get a nice straight line first until we get a good bite, and then once I've done that, off we go. Beautiful. Look at that for a cut. We'll do the same to the other one, and then we'll start then putting some drill holes in. Okay, so get the Woodcraft unit, put it in place, get our clamps. Christopher always shouts me for not using clamps when I'm trying to use my hands. Lock that in. Oh, forgot to get a drill. Gonna have to go to the Ryobi wall. Okay guys, so now we've got them all bored out and ready to go in. There's 5 of them in total, so 1 in each end of the beams, 2 just after the glass cabinets, and then 1 in the centre. Now, the 2 outer ones just stay the same, but the 3 inner ones, we're going to have to take about 1.5 inches off the length of them. For the reason is to accept the boards that are going to sit on top for the display of some of the bits. So let's get on the table saw, measure, and cut through. Okay guys, so here we go. We have it all laid out. We've got the clamps in place. So now you'll see, this is the larger bits and the smaller ones. So that's left the gap, because if you look over here, these boards here are the boards that we're going to cut down to fit in between so we can actually put items on top of this. They won't be the full width of this, and there's a reason for that, and I'll show you that shortly, but they will going to have to go through the planer to smooth them off to make it nice and tidy. So now that we've got it all clamped up in place, let's get these all screwed in. Okay, so at the top, half of the full length of it is 137.75, I think it was. So that measurement, we're going to cut these boards to that size, and then we're going to run them through the planer. Sorry if I'm squinting a wee bit. It's the first time I've seen sun in such a long time, which is fantastic, because with the length of this, there's no way it would work in the workshop. So we've got those all cut out. I'm going to show you me putting them in place. And what I want to do is put a wee support just at the edges. And what better than to use a nail gun? So come on over. All we're going to do is run this wee box here It'd be a good idea if I switched it on. That hopefully should do that. And now you'll see what we're actually doing here. So take off the wee clamp, and our boards run along, lock into place, run along, lock into place. So there is a gap here, and I'll explain to you why the gap will actually go to the back here. Tiny wee bit more than what I was hoping, to be honest, but we'll work around it. It'll look lovely when it's done. Okay guys, this bit's fairly easy. Our legs are 168. So all I've done is put a wee mark here. Line that off. Three more then. So guys, it is very hard to do this last bit because the wind's picked up. But basically what we've done is, if you come down here, you'll see I put a wee jig where you put the plank of wood, wee piece of the old plank of wood, clamped it up. This here is perfectly flush because we already done that with a square. So we'll square the leg up to this, plus drop that leg to there, which allows to make sure the clamp at the back's good. And then it also allows for that thickness of the wood to go across underneath. And it's just a matter of drilling the holes. As you can see, we drilled 2-3 holes and then put the in a triangle shape, which gives it the best support. So I'll drill these wee holes now, and then we'll get the screws in. And then we'll stick a couple of screws in them. Done. Now guys, we didn't skimp out on this one. We went for Crown, which in Northern Ireland would be a nice paint. And it's a metallic, glamorous shine. So it is the opposite of everything that I am. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of nice coats on it so it'll match the colour of the cinema room. And hopefully it will do exactly what it says in the tin, even though it's not Hammerite and there are other paints available. Well guys, so there it is, as you can see, looking great. All we have to do now, get on the 3D glasses and hit the chair, and away we go. Well, there we have it for another week at the Relaxing Wood Shop. Did you enjoy that?
It was a good one.
It was a good one, wasn't
Nice
it?
sun weather.
Yes, I actually feel like I've almost got a suntan. But for people in Northern Ireland, that's a rarity, trust me. So, yes, next show we're doing...
Surprise as always.
Or just the walking stick, as we'll probably say at the start. And we will have the return of Hordy. Morty. I've forgotten his name. He hasn't been here for a while. Morty's been off travelling around the world, so he has, and he's come back, and he's willing and ready as able, simply because we bought 1 kilo of nuts. So it is, so he's back again. So we look forward to seeing you next week
On the Relaxing Wood Shop.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.